Greetings everyone, my name is Utterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In today's morning live stream, I'll be covering a combination of both Veersmith levels and some other levels I find online, primarily focusing on the former. So welcome to the stream Balloon Boy, Jedok, Raccoon, Popcorn Master, Ted Lee, Mike Gaming, LD Spades, Sylveon, Master El Paizo, all the lurkers, and anyone else who I missed. I didn't say that, Tedley, but I will be able to do it next week. Sadly, I have other commitments on Saturday evening, so that's why I can't really do it. But next week, I will. So during the stream, I'll be covering levels for the next 2-ish hours, discussing game-related topics also along the way, and afterwards, showcasing some of the art posted on the server. I'm glad to see you're all back. Alrighty then, so first on the lineup is Nuts and Milk NES, Simple Level, by Oscarm, 67 plays and a score of 23. Which is to say, we're going to start with a very simplistic level that is a direct adaptation of an NES game, because this is what Oscar usually does. I'm not going to even bother finding Jewel Man. Okay, but for real, I'll do one more level by Oscar because this was way too short. Mega Man vs. Golden Koro Koro, 28 and 9. What? Is there some sort of joke I'm missing? I did Master El Paizo. I was warned by about a dozen different creators on that. A dozen different creators and a dozen different friends, so yes, I did do that. I guess the only winning move is not to play. That was just a speed run. I want to actually try destroying it now. It could be a Mega Man vs. Met reference. They could have given us a black hole bomb. Hey Salty, welcome. Regardless, thank you for regardless, thank you for telling me, El Paizo. What Twitch did is another jerk move. And that's an understatement. That should be something which at the very least, you should be able to opt into, not opt out of. But of course, if you ask me, it shouldn't be there in the first place. The whole, Gen AI training thing. Alright, number 3 up is Femur Dream by Glockstar. 103 plays and a score of 37. I don't know, Robin Jack. Probably a reference to Mega Man vs. Met. Or something else. Also, hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome back to Skullman. I liked Skullman's stage aesthetically back in Mega Man 4, but otherwise it doesn't really have a central gimmick or mechanic. It's not even that much of an enemy spam or enemy rush level. Oh. At least Sequel Wars gave it some more distinction. Specifically during the EX version. Yeah, Balloon Boy, not enough people were gonna like it, so that's why they forcibly enrolled everyone by default. Jaden's still here, but he doesn't really show up for the Maker streams unless he's recently played a game, wants to talk about it, or something else. He's kind of become a... You know, as times change, as time changes, those people sometimes have different interests. They're not as interested in Mega Man right now. And would rather talk about more, like, indie games and the like. Which, fair enough, I do want more people to attend the indie game streams. Oh yeah, as an FYI, 2 important notes. Tomorrow, I'll be sampling a demo of Pizza Kid, and I'll also be starting my Let's Play, or maybe a sample playthrough of Memoriam. And on Monday, fingers crossed, I'll be having a bonus stream where I cover all or part of Mega Man X3 Genesis. Normally I'd save that for the weekend, but this is an X-Fan game. Those are a rarity. So I'm going to cover it on the day it releases, assuming it releases on that day. Also assuming it releases in the morning, or before the morning. If it releases sometime in the evening, I'm just going to move the stream to Tuesday. Also, goodbye. An ambush. So, long story short, I will be streaming X3 Genesis on Monday if it releases early enough. If not, I'll save that for Tuesday. And of course, if it releases too late into Monday, I can stream part of it and then resume on Tuesday. Or of course, if the game takes too long on Monday anyways, I will have to break it up. Probably a Master of Paizo. It's not as good as your previous stage, Glockstar, or LD Spade, but, it's not bad either. It's a fairly solid rompy level. Like, it's not as good as Burster Bubble, but I'd say it's as good as Dark Humor. You're kind of on an on-off cycle where your levels are fairly good to just, rompy to fairly good to rompy. It's an interesting, like, back and forth there. Mega Fox 64. Ah yes, competing on the lower side of the barrel. Oh, wonderful. Oh yeah, add that to the list of unnecessary remakes, Sylveon. The one we're building in our minds. Oh no, I totally understand that, Balloon Boy. Omori is one of those games that I do want to cover eventually, but I want to be in the right mind space to do so. Not that I can't cover it, like, this weekend. The problem is, in order to properly or fully take it in, I want to be in the right mind space for it. And be prepared enough. Born up is Blade Master Cinder Parade. Ignito, almost finished, by Mike Gamer. 5 plays, score -1. I don't worry about that much score, there's not enough to justify or not. And Omori seems like one of those games that can hit quite hard personally. Left? Okay. Wow. What? Is this a weapon selection screen? Gonna hold on for a little bit to figure out how non-linear the stage is. Okay, I don't know why this room is here. Okay, now we start the stage. What was up with the intro? So, let's pretend the starting part of the stage didn't happen and this is in fact the real starting point. Yeah, and of those three remakes, and of those three games you listed, the original PC port and Master Chief Collection are the most justifiable, I'd say. Well, the first one is the original release, so of course it justifies itself. But the other two, eh. This isn't a custom NSF drop and jack. This is now just part of the base game. Unless you're making a joke about that, in which case, I get it. I can show you right after this level. Once I figure out where's the key. Gotcha, I was hiding behind the life bar. Okay. And yet a fan mod has more content than an official remaster. Go figure. I'm not surprised. I feel like the from everything I've seen of that remake, quote unquote remake, it feels like it was like quote unquote cheaply put together. Down goes the house. And the floor. And the ceiling rises. Okay, that was a cool cutscene. Okay, we got a boss fight then. Sorry, Bubble. Don't worry, you're free. You're no longer free, sorry. Slash. Slash. GG. I have to use the machine gun here. Alright, that was bad. This was good though. Right. Please don't jump into me. Surprisingly, I'm not dead. That was the wrong option. Welp, I failed my double jump. What does SBV3 stand for? Oh, I'm down in the dumps. Let's try it again, shall we? Yeah, this song was out in the update before the latest one with W and Cave Story. Hi, Nuclear, welcome. Okay, base does not have the double jump here. That's what was causing the issues. Good luck at work. I still get double hit. Single player version 3. Official has 13 stages. SPV3 has 17 missions, a firefight mode, and 17 missions from the fan favorite campaign Lumoria. Okay, I'm noting that down for later. Gosh, I have a lot to say on a game younger than me. Let me finish the stage, Mike, and then I'll say that. Okay, looks like there's two ways of doing this. Good thing they're fairly fragile. If I just had more horizontal momentum. Sure, Balloon Boy. At least they didn't get rid of this weapon, but that's like the optional ones. I wish at every checkpoint I could restore this. Now let's do this the proper way and not just repeatedly die everywhere. Thank you. Oh boy, here we go. Here we fail again. I wish I had an M-Tank. Oh no, I should have been higher. Also, thank you for the checkpoint. Does the machine gun also have an energy bar if it's the main weapon? I don't think so. Ow. I haven't checked that yet. If it works... Oh. I'm guessing because the stage is unfinished, we don't have the boss fight at the end. I'm guessing if it were to be accurate to its case story version, it would have to have an energy bar. Yes, Balloon Boy. I can save it for either later today or for next week, depending on how things go. Replay the level again because there's a secret. Where's the secret? And also, why post an almost finished level when you could just finish it? It's one thing to submit a work in progress level like that's half finished or quarter finished and ask for advice, but if it's a quote unquote almost finished, just wait until it's finished, then send it. I will say this is better than intro stage, but that's usually not that hard to do because they have actual meat to it. In this case, the main thing that makes the stage stand out to me isn't so much the fire gimmicks, it's the machine gun combined with those things, the TNTs and the various explosive blocks and the fire enemies that can blow it up, and you having to circumnavigate through those sections using the machine gun. It is fun, certainly, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of rompy-ish. Okay, I need to get the oil slider? Fine. I'll grab it here. I don't get why we start the stage here instead of with a less elaborate special weapon collector screen. Or just start us right at the true start of the stage. That's what confused me at first. Alright, let's do this. Okay, not quite. What's behind this? You're not... right? You're not supposed to be here? Moonsong? Okay. Need Easter egg. You're not going at the supermarket! Fun rompy level. The starting part still confuses its addition. I mean, the Easter egg is neat, but I don't think it really adds much to the stage. So yeah, I'll rate this as a kind of a rompy level, but it is also traditional in the sense it does have the central mechanics that it does force you to engage with, so thumbs up. That's my main suggestion for the final version of the level. Oh yeah, and also for the later sections after you get the machine gun, at every checkpoint, could you have a weapon capsule for the machine gun so you don't have to wait for it to restore itself? Especially after dying and respawning. Alrighty then, fifth up is Harpy Man Plus, Hover Woman, Universal Funfair by Balloon Boy, 18 plays, score of 9. Some could call it a weird route. I don't think that's what I'm supposed to have, but I'm grabbing it anyways. Hi. Man, I'm really looking forward to this year's Sage. It's gonna be a blast. Be careful not to get crushed. Oh, okay, you can get crushed that way. What happens if I stay under this? I'm safe. That was interesting. Break through the barriers. This was inspired by Starlight Carnival? Well, it's not as prismatically glorious as that one. That's for sure. Well, we don't have Mega Mecha Shark in this engine, so... How many tiles and decorations in the W update are we gonna have? Not sure. You got the weapon I already have. Whoops. Hover shield. So, it's actually... whereas Michael level, although I called it kind of rompy, it is, you could also call it a traditional stage. Well, until it got the machine gun, in which case it turned into special weapon challenge-ish, whatever. This one, though, this feels more straight like a rompy one. Still enjoyable, but, you know. Thank you, Raccoon. According to them, The K-Story machine gun does not have an energy meter if it's the main weapon. Oh my gosh, if it doesn't have that limiter, I can already imagine how broken, or rather powerful, it's going to be in mobility focus levels. Sixth up is Heat Virus Malware by Genox74. 34 plays and a score of 9. I guess that's a pun for meltware. As for this week in gaming, well, I played a little bit of Peak. I haven't gone back and played the Final Ascent update though. I will do that later this weekend. Oh, speaking of a stage where you have infinite machine gun energy. And I played a little bit more of Abiotic Factor. Not as much as I'd like because I was busy with other commitments, but yeah. And on Thursday, if any of you attended this stream, I played the first hour of Agent 64, Spies Never Die. We will be resuming that on Tuesday or Thursday. Perhaps both. We at the very least want to beat the main campaign. Hey, we may even get Streamer X as a co-commentator for that. In terms of the Mega Man content updates, Mega Man 7 Part 1 and Part 2 will be coming out this week. And probably the first 2 episodes of X3 Genesis, depending on how things are swimming. And probably the Let's Try Pizza Kid. As for the next 2 episodes of W, give it about 2 weeks or 1 week. 1 to 2 weeks. Wait, wasn't there something? Hang on, there's a secret there. 2 of them, actually. No? Help, I'm trapped. No, Balloon Boy. Agent 64 Spies Never Die is a pun on the game GoldenEye 64. Mario isn't the only game in the N64 which has 64 at the end appended to it. You're thinking of 2 different games, Balloon Boy. Agent 64 Spies Never Die is an indie game that's heavily based off of GoldenEye 64 and Perfect Dark to a lesser extent. Man, I wish I had base for this. So in fact, it's for the force beams, gotcha. I was overtaking this. Just high jump, that's all I need to do. Those are freebies, might as well take them. Yeah, it's its own thing. The game you're thinking about was like Shotgun Mario. Oh. Gotta say I like this combination of using the tarmac platforms and the force beams to create this sort of moving platform challenge. It's like a more dynamic, you know, with these two working in tandem, it makes for a more dynamic force beam. A more dynamic kind of force beam. Okay, you're not getting in range? Fine. Now you're in range. Will I make it? Yes. Haha, I have aerial superiority. Oh, Gun Mario 64, I've heard of that too. Super Engine Mario 64 is cool. Thank you. So, these switches only change when I jump. Or rather, they only toggle when I jump. Which I don't need to worry about anyways because I got my super machine gun. Hey Buster. I saw you posted your trailer over on the Sage server. Good for you. Don't mind me. Oh my goodness, whoa. You're referring to your trailer, right, Buster? In which case, yeah, I'd be happy to. I was just waiting for the okay. I don't care. Again, thank you for posting it on the Sage server. Really appreciate it. Oh no, I slipped off. It was ice. I looked away for a split second and that got me. No worries. Wow, imagine you were sliding in here. That is rude. Some would call it a weird route. I would call it a rude route. Oh, don't worry, and once the Sage trailer fully comes out, I'll be happy to react to it on stream. I have done sort of reacts to Sage before, but this is going to be the first one where I actually fully react to it and then publish the video on YouTube later. Hi, Orange Emio. I still think putting the ice there is kind of rude. I wouldn't mind putting the ice there if the ice started sooner on the other screen, instead of starting right at the edge of that one. Yeah, I especially like these sections combined with the machine gun. If anything, if you want an easy way to make this section a bit tougher is to remove the safety platforms down there. If Lapatio made this stage, that's what they would do. As well as add about 200 different spikes in this section alone. And have us on a more strict timer too. Oh, I did Balloon Boy. I'm happy about that. Excuse me. Thank you. Let's fight. Fireman, let's go! This is not the fast way, but I find this the fun way. Fireman gets repeatedly dead. Fireman gets stabbed to death repeatedly with a syringe. Round 2. Now it's Flame Man's turn. Round 3? Okay, now it's Burner Man's final turn. Come on, do the flamethrower. No, I'm gonna lose it. Darn it. No matter. I'm blue now. That's my special attack. Come on, when are you gonna use your flamethrower? Thank you! Literally Blue Boy. Thank you, Orangemio. I'll add it to the queue. And thank you for also reminding me what weapon I'm supposed to have. I really should do a better job keeping track of these with these level packs. Okay, this is currently my fair level of the queue. I know it's definitely it's a new Jedok's usual fare of rompy-like levels, but the combination of gimmicks and challenges, mechanics, enemies, and challenges thrown at me just tickles my fancy. I love having the infinite use of the machine gun, but I feel it wasn't taken to its full potential here. Like, there are a lot more safety platforms than what I would expect for having infinite energy. If the machine gun was a limited weapon, I understand why they would be there, but with unlimited, it feels like Jedi wanted to play a bit safe here, which is totally understandable. That means that if you want to speedrun the stage, you can just go use the machine gun all over the place. But if you're not as skilled or not as confident, you can take the safer, slower route. Like if this stage was made by Lepadio, it would have far less of these safety platforms. Like at least 80% would be eliminated. Like this stage sets up a nice scaffolding that could be expanded upon later by a more skilled designer, I'd say, or one who's targeting a more skilled or one who's targeting an audience who is craving a harder challenge like I am. It's one of those cases where I can understand the stage's limitations, but at the same time, many of my negatives of the stage are also subjective because I want a harder challenge. I already foresee the many different ways the machine gun could be taken to. I already see the many crazy ways the machine gun can be used, especially in combination with other mobility enhancing weapons. So yeah. I thought it was a joke. At first I thought that was a joke buster. Malware as in malware plus melt. Of course I should just call it meltware then. Apparently it's called malware because Jedok got it from the Project Melody because her name is Malware, the VTuber. Regardless, favorite level of the episode. Excuse me. 7th up is World 1-2 Snake Slayer Proton Base by Lepadio, 34 play, score 20. Back to the Land of Orbs 2. The second attack. Oh boy, here we go killing again! Yeah, it's lava and water combined, but the water is mainly used for low gravity, so... Yeah, for Lepadio's stage, it's almost a mandatory... Whenever I play Lepadio stages, unless I'm forced to, I'm almost always going to be playing space. Especially when he has both double jumping and dashing. It's just a too powerful combination. This is the first time I've heard Neon Tiger's stage team and... Wait. This is the first time I've heard the Neon Tiger stage track team in Maker. And let me tell you, it's already better than the X3 version. It has more energy to it. Like, Neon Tiger stage track in X3 was... IMO the worst one. It was just so repetitive. It feels like it was missing two or three sections. And they ran out of time to add that. But that's just my opinion on the matter. I don't really like X3's music, barring a few exceptions. It suffers from a combination of X2's music problems, as well as, sounding a little bit too samey. I get what they were trying to do, but it feels like they need two or three more sections, but I'm not the musician, I'm not the composer here. That'd probably be Manubi. It is, the instrumentation is a bit funky here, but that's actually why I like it more. It gives it more energy. Come back? What happened? You've lost the secret pad. Alright, let's go back a bit. I like Blast Hornet's team. But where's the secret pad? Is it before the checkpoint or after the checkpoint? Oh yeah, my favorite X3's music... My favorite parts of the X3 soundtrack are the intro stage team, Doppler 1 and 2, Gravity Hornet, Final Boss team, and the ending. Like, for Maverick teams, Gravity Beetle's my favorite. So yeah, Gravity Beetle, Doppler stages, the final boss, ending, and of course intro stage. Gotcha, I didn't pay enough attention to it. Thank you for all 5 of you having good eye. It's here. I should have paid more attention to the broken piece of the wall. 1 HP? Oh. Find the buckler. Oh, that wasn't so bad. I'm not saying the entirety of the X3 soundtrack's bad, it's just, I prefer the least out of the 3X games on the SNES. Oh no! Crush Crawfish, you know what, I'll add that to the list too. I usually don't think about the team as much as, let's say, Gravity Beetles, but you're right, it is kind of a banger. Also, another secret here. This time I noticed it because of the color differentiation. So yeah, apparently this remix did add a bit of a new part to the song. Oh, X7, despite my numerous issues with X7, the soundtrack's not one of them. When I eventually cover X7, probably next year, I'm tempted to whether I should just do the base game, or should I just use N's mod. I'll leave that up to a poll. We're forced to be Proto. One spare red key. I'll leave that up to vote Sylve, and if it was all up to me, I'd probably use N's mod anyways, because let's face it, I know I want to play the X games mostly in their unvarnished glory, but the only exception I'll make are maybe X6 and X7, because I don't really find those enjoyable. Mostly. More so X7 because of all the other mess to it. And I don't see anyone trying to make an X7 fix, and I don't really see anyone trying to make a remade version of X7 in a fan game format. Well, except maybe that one 2D game starring Axel, but I don't know if that's actually Redux anyways. But I'll leave that up to a vote next year. I already did the X3 fix ROM hack. I already did the X3 Zero Project, and that fixed many of my issues of the game. But when I come back, I'm gonna play X1, X2, X3, X4, X5, X6 OG, X7 I'll leave that up to vote, X8 also OG. But I'm probably gonna use the Legacy Collection for the latter half. We'll see. Oh yes, I'm gonna have you in a Discord call, hopefully for X6. I know what first stage I'll go to, but I just want to show why I dislike X6. I don't want to use the X6 ROM, I don't want to use the X6 tweaks because I want to explain why I dislike X6 so much, but I will have Buster in the same room. I don't dislike everything of X6, like, I very much enjoy the soundtrack of that game. And there's some cool ideas for weapons and armors. I think X7, here we're going to a very much more personal opinion. I like X7 more than X6, but that's me just comparing things at the bottom of the barrel. Save that for next to yourself. I'll forget about it if you say it now. Write it down in your personal notepad. Okay, so that was the snake layer of snakes. Surprisingly, not as many snakes as I thought, and the snakes weren't as suspiciously dangerous. Distinguished. Oh yes, Buster. The actual stage ideas for the levels and many of the nightmare effects are cool. I won't argue against them. The problem is, as with most things, but I don't want to make this my umpteenth rant about that, so I'll save that for later. Like, think of the Infinity Maginion's fight with how he splits. That's how much he can split. That's a cool idea. When I eventually get around to playing Command Mission, unless there's a remake, I'm gonna have to emulate it because I want fast forward. I'm sorry. There's just way too many odd pauses that didn't quite age well. I'm not talking about like excessive loading screens, I'm talking about weird pauses between actions that don't seem to they don't necessarily make sense in the context of the game. Like, sure, maybe for the first time the action performs it makes sense, but in subsequent battles and the like, they just waste time. Like, I can totally understand taking extra time to load in assets or attacks or whatever, but there's this, it feels like most of the pauses in that game are just unnecessary. They're unnecessarily slow, and they unnecessarily slow down the pacing of the game. So in that case, I can use the emulator to speed things up. Anyways, we don't have as many levels as last week, and they don't take as long, so you're up next, Oran. Ending up is MMA Revisited 2 Clock Tower by Oran Gemio. 38th place, score 14. And yes, I am going to do the brutal bonus bosses, even if I need to grind a bit. Of course, knowing that boss is probably a combination of grinding and, okay, I'm not dead. Probably a combination of grinding and, having the proper skill and equipment setups. Oh boy. I'm dead! Why wasn't I dead instantaneously? Let me through. Uh-huh. It's these enemies which are causing the biggest problem because I can't with the way they're positioned and all that. Not helped by the slowdown. The problem is the positioning of that is causing an issue. And I can't just blow them up outside. This configuration of enemies on the left and right is just complementing each other too much. I really need a shield weapon or something. I mean, I am playing your level pack piecemeal. To the patio. Alright, let's be much more careful. Like, the hardest enemy of this pack, of anything, is, well, this is the second hardest, and the hardest one is those. Like, if I was playing this in a full level pack format, I wouldn't recommend going to this stage first. Not until you get some more vertical weapons or weapons that can just break through the armor of the barrels. I'm gonna eat the shot. Now, when you deal with that enemy first, it becomes a lot easier. The Piripiris. 4-3-1-2. Four, three, two, 1, 1, 3, 2, 4. And this takes us back over here. Thank goodness for the checkpoint. Oh. Huh. It'd really be 100 episodes of grinding the final boss to beat Ninetale. I can do that off stream. Yeah, the only reason I want to emulate that game isn't so much because save states and load states, even though that would be nice. It's more because of, well, unnecessary pauses that slow down the pacing and, loading times. It's worse than FF10 in that regard. Slow movement. You know, in sections like this, the remote mine does come in handy. Can you aim? No, I can't fire directly up. Lame. Yeah, I don't think I can get that right now. Revenge. Maybe I can, but I don't care enough. Thank you. Sheesh, this is definitely forced me to engage in the mechanics. May need the time, may need those slow down and time block flipping enemies. And because I don't really have a shield weapon or a weapon that can easily aim upwards, it makes it harder. Or any piercing weapons. Be gone. No, don't do that, please. Surprising there wasn't a bed of spikes, but this is not the patio. Sorry if I keep using you as an example. Sorry if I keep using you as an example of very tough stages of patio. It sure does take a lot of time out of Mega Man's life. Why do we need this key door anyways when in order to even access this elevator you need 2 green keys? It's like an unnecessary double unlock. Like if we're gonna do this, I'd put the key door at the bottom of the elevator or something. Well, I kind of get why they did that because that way you can take away the 2 keys. Unless they have to be used again. Like if you have to reuse the green keys later, then it makes sense. But if we don't have to reuse the green keys later, then I don't get it. Hello, Kuwanger side tower. Like this is literally the side tower from Kuwanger, isn't it? Like it feels like I've just suddenly gone into Kuwanger's tower. The first sections of the stage focused on surviving the lower parts of the tower, time tower, and now we're here. But it's not a direct one-to-one because of missing assets. And considering this only lasts for, let's say, 6 screens, 6-7 screens at most, I'm not gonna mind it that much. Like, it's a nice callback. And the majority of the stage isn't just like a direct callback to Kuwanger anyways, so fine. Something else I like this stage makes use of, or I quite like for boss fights. Something else the stage does which I quite like. Aha, close one. It reuses one of the main mechanics of the stage and includes it in the boss fight itself. I always like it, and in this case it makes perfect sense. Time blocks? Time, man. So, this is where things get a bit tricky. As a traditional stage, I think this is the best design of the bunch we've seen this week, but there are a few spots which are, I don't know if I call them messy, but they're decidedly tricky, and if you don't have the proper special weapon set to easily dispatch them to the enemies. Namely the setups involving the Piri Joes and the barrel bots. Not their formal name, I don't know what they're actually called. Off the top of my head. If I had an armor-piercing weapon or a weapon that could directly aim upwards, this would be a lot easier, but the way it is right now, I was forced to engage with how the stage was set up, and I could definitely see there being some more advanced setups involving the time swapping, especially if you start including the manual switching of other block types, like the red-blue switches. But as it stands right now, for the intended audience, I think it did a decently good job, so GG. Decent at the very least. You're welcome, Patio. So, this will probably be my honorable mention. I liked Malware more for its the spectacle. That's what you typed in, Sylv. That's what I have on the list. 596211. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh yeah, I'm definitely covering this. Give me a sec. Hang on, hang on. I'm gonna cover this and then take a short 5-minute pause. Ninth up is Who Might You Be? Deltarune Chapter 5 Music Level by Cy Gunner. 68 plays, score 31. Submitted by Sylv. And I'm gonna be silent because music level. Of course we planned, man. Yep, just as I expected to be. Yeah, my two favorite... Other than, of course, Mr. Girona himself, my two favorite flowers would probably be Cyan and... Set. Oh, the interplay between Cyan and Set is just hilarious. Also, blue and yellow. Anyways, I'll take a short pause and be right back. Short comment before I really come back. That was part of a joke, Sylv, that didn't quite land. I know, it's Aqua and Set. And I am back. Let's see, I'm gonna check Discord just to make sure I didn't miss any stages. If I didn't, then I'll do another level by Oscar, then loop back to Balloon Boy, I guess. If you're looking at the queue and wondering why I'm not covering stuff like the Mega Marino or level pack stuff, they would take too long. And I didn't skip anything. Okay. Some comments. Undertale and Deltarune is basically one of my favorite games this year, consistently so. But, well, more so with Chapter 3 and 4. What makes it special to me is, well, both Undertale and Deltarune are pretty funny, but the main thing that makes me invest in it is this narrative and characters, or characters and narrative. Like, it has just a perfect blend or combination of seriousness and silliness, goofy bits and not so goofy bits, and further exploration on the player choice versus the choices of the in-universe characters, interplay with that. Plenty of mysteries to discover, the unique character designs who have distinguished personalities without going to the point of being overbearing or annoying, mostly. And the overall atmosphere is, it reminds me, and the overall atmosphere is just so, it's modern day without feeling too super self-referential to an annoying degree. It just, it toes the line, so it walks the balancing rope very well. Deltarune is basically everything I'd like to Undertale, but even more. But I totally understand if you're not into it. FNAF, I don't hate, I don't love, I don't hate, I just don't care about it. Same with Funkin'. With FNF, it started as a celebration of Newgrounds and the like, so... And hey, if people like it, that's their prerogative. I won't yuck your yum. Thank you, Sylv. And I hate to say it, but the way Sylv is describing characters is semi-accurate. Well, more than semi-accurate in some ways. And don't you forget, it's the original Star Walker, not the off-brand ones. Can Queen's Face run Doom? Probably. I don't think frankly, I don't hate FNAF. It didn't spawn mascot horrors, but it did popularize the quote-unquote current age version of mascot horrors. So I don't mind. If we're gonna talk about things that generally regress the medium, I would complain more about Megacorps and private equity. But alas, we've already ranted about that for a few weeks. I'm not gonna go into that again. And you're right, Kira. If it has a screen, it can potentially run Doom or Bad Apple. Would it work on Tenna? I mean, he's a TV screen, of course. It just funneled the output to there. Hey, Jaden, you didn't miss much. But welcome to the stream. Again, I don't mind if you dislike or hate FNF or FNAF. I just don't care. I just like all the creativity on display. That's all I'll say. I mean, I technically sampled an FNF spin-off game on the channel. If you know, you know. And to Jaden, tomorrow I'm going to start with sampling probably Pizza Kid, and then begin my playthrough or sample Memoriam. And on Monday, if all things go well, I'm going to be beginning my coverage of the fan game Mega Man X3 Genesis, assuming it doesn't get delayed or come out too late. Anyways, let's loop around and do some levels by Oscar and then Bloon Boyd and Iran. But that's just my thoughts on genres. Again, I'm not going to criticize what other people enjoy if it's not really that harmful. Or harmful, really. I don't really see that. I don't really see those two subgenres of these being harmful. We can talk about the whole thing about over-merchandising and stuff, but eh. Oh, any reason? I don't have enough time, Jaden. I need to cover a memoriam because I received a key for it. And key requests do kind of take priority. Anyways, 10th up is Gaton Me Fight by Oscar. 23 plays, score 4. Will this take 30 seconds or 1 minute? Welcome back to SMB. Well, this is like the final boss of Sonic 1, kind of. Thank you for staying near the floor. While he advanced begging. Oh no, am I gonna die? Did it work? No, okay, we have to do this again. Oh, well, you'll see, Jaden. It is an interesting blend of genres. Okay, take 2 of this. I have to be more careful. No, I'm dead. Nope. Just in a few milliseconds. I mean, it's just a fight. I'm afraid I can't, Sylv. If you do want to see that, try watching the video from Angela P. I think that's her YouTube channel name. Let me see. No, not her. What's her name again? Hang on. I'm checking this. Oh, okay. If you want to see an exploration on Dora lore, look up the channel of Tina P. She went into much greater detail than I could ever do. But to repeat your point, Jaden, to repeat the question, my answer, I'll leave that as a surprise for tomorrow, after Pizza Kid. She does a lot of over-analysis in multiple animated series. Anyways, back to Oscar. 11th up is Juggling Box. 36 and 12. Smiley face. Sure. I guess this could work as a boss fight. Trying to do trick shots. I guess this could work as a mid-boss fight. But if we're to do so, you would have to get rid of the platform to the left side, because otherwise you have a complete safe spot on the left side of the screen that Bubble Man can never hit you from. So, idea is there, but the execution leaves something desired. Adding that to my to-do list. Adding the to-do list to my to-do list. Yeah, got a lot of the stage assist. That's exactly my expression too, Sylv. Okay, so, let's do this. 12th up is Harvey Man 2 Plus Chemical Man VR Chemical Lab by Balloon Boy. 21 plays, score of 8. Watch as I forgot what weapon... Well, I know what weapon I got last time, don't worry. I'm not gonna forget what I just said 40 minutes ago. I hope. Oh, this is a different group, never mind. Big update on the update on the Mega... Big update on the update on the MVM update energy. Still no update on that, I'm afraid. Is Chemical Man in the chemical plant? Ah, shoot. Should have realized that was gonna happen. I paid the price. Looks like that's not strong enough. Okay. Good job, me. I missed completely. Okay, that was 2 unnecessary hits. C rank at best. Atari-esque background. I can reach it. No. Well, yes, and unlike the previous mid-boss we fought in Juggling Box, it actually poses a threat. Even if it's a minor one. Again, I don't want to sound too harsh about Juggling Box. I like the idea of the mid-boss-esque encounter, but if we're gonna have it like a mid-boss, you should actually make it so there isn't a glaringly obvious safe spot. 2 of them, potentially. Maybe if there was multiple Juggling Boxes that you have to actually jump between. I get what the idea is with the background, it just still kind of looks, I don't know, Atari-esque. With the big blocks. And just being 2-color. Hey, classic. Sure, I'll cover it right after this. Today I learned Sylv, but I'm not surprised. Oops. Yeah, let's do it again. Yeah, two levels per stream is the most I'll usually cover. This is so that everyone gets a fair shake. You know, round robin and all that. I'll make some exceptions where I actually have a huge dart of levels, in which case, sure, I'll make that. Plus, compared to last week, I have less time to stream than today, so... You got... Chemical... Splash! Yeah, a few platforms can make a surprising difference in a boss fight. Sometimes making it easier for you, or harder for the boss. Sometimes both at the same time. One moment, I need to check something. Right. 13 dub is Base in Space Intro Stage by Classic Tomfoolery, 29 plays, score and 5. This title seems familiar. No, it can't be the same one because that one was made by Lepadio. Okay. Like, the Base in Space I more remember playing was a level pack, or rather 2 level packs at least, made by Lepadio. This can't be it. I'm getting mobbed by Pukapellis. Okay, that's why we need this. Time to ask the age-old second question. B. I mean, none of the levels you sent Balloon Boy are particularly unfun, so we win in that front. It's gonna be all. This is also an intro stage, so like the vast 98% of them are bleh. There are only very few exceptions which really catch my eye. Like for example, Michael's, I think. But that took its own flair. Oh, I love the new designs. Reskins. You know what? No thank you. Ah, darn it, I thought I could make it. It was just 5 pixels away, probably. Oh no, it's you. Yeah, no. No, you count as a mid-boss. No, shoot. This is gonna take a while. A while as in 30 seconds at most. Please, life energy. Or checkpoint. Thank you. Base! They're captured! Up and at 'em! It's not anywhere in the sky. Well, unless you have an explosive weapon, in which case, they're not too bad. Or just use the wrecking beam to skip past them entirely. Or use a tremble or use, tremble noise or whatever it's called. Hi. Ah, shoot. I'm gonna get donutted repeatedly, aren't I? Don't care. No treble boost here, I'm afraid. That's probably the next stage. It's an intro stage, so yeah. Kinda falls under the black category. You know, typical. You know, okay, that'll be my last stage I'll cover. I want to cover 2 levels in the most popular queue, then I'll end with that. Let's see, that looks neat. $14 is Shooting Gallery by Yushi. 128 plays, score 68. With the magnets. Oh, it's not attracted by the targets. It's attracted to the giant chicken. Gotcha. And each screen focuses on a different weapon. Neat. And unlike a certain other series of shooting gallery levels, or at least one by you-know-who, we get less repetition. Repetition. Aha! But short but sweet. Could have had more advanced setups, but definitely didn't overstay its welcome. Like, I would have liked to seen ones where you have to use multiple special weapons or more elaborate setups, but for what it's worth, for a simple shooting gallery, I think it's fine. Heck, I'll take it over most of the levels that are featured in the most popular. You know, well, let me do this and then I'll go 2 sills. Alright, 15th up is Crude Volcano by Growlheart, 73 plays, score 27. I decided I'll do it next week, but because I want to spread out the levels a bit. And I will do it first thing next week, I can assure you. Completely unnecessary, but I want the shiny. Or flashy, technically. This has been an oil moment. Or tar moment. Run for your lives. Ah yes, tied with Rudist Buster. Checkpoint room? Welp. That was a waste of a charge shot. Yay. Wait a second. But options. I'm guessing this is the harder or optional one because you can get locked out of it. Well, to be fair, I have the jet adapter, so that's not quite the case. Yeah, I'm curious to see where the Dark World or Dark Worlds are going to be in Chapter 6. I've read Toby's newsletter, so yeah. Chapter 5 was the last, Chapter 5's Dark World was the last quote-unquote upbeat one. Like, we reached the sunset of the Happy Worlds-esque. Like, let's say, it's basically the last quote-unquote fun world before the sun sets on the story. And the shadows start to grow. What? Yeah, it's serious. Down here, I guess. Hey, if I didn't know, if that path was not marked, like, if that path didn't end at dead end, I thought this would just be a pit. Goodbye. Punch. More of a rompy level, kind of. I wish it went harder with the gimmick, main central mechanics, gimmicks, etc. Because right now it's kind of like a weaker side of a rompy level. The other volcano-like level in this that I covered today was better, like Heat Virus. Okay, let's end off with one last music stage. So the 16th and final level of the stream is Your Dad's Best Friend, Deltarune Chapter 5 music level by Cy Gunner. 8 replays and a score of 29. Once again, silence is at hand. Even have the 7 flowers. Nice. I can't wait to stream Deltarune next year. Alright then. Of the 16 viewers... Wait. Before I leave for the end of the stream, there is one last thing I want to show, and Buster has been waiting for that. So let me ping them before I do my final thing. Where did you go? Ah, there you are. Come on, Discord. Show up. I believe in you. Okay, yeah, okay, Buster's still here. I don't need to ping them. Hey, mute. Okay, one last check because I forgot to do that earlier. Okay, good enough. So overall, of the 16 levels I covered in today's morning stream, my favorite one would certainly be Heat Virus Malware by Janox74, with an honorable mention going to MMA Revisited 2, Number 5, Clock Tower by Iran Gemio. Good job, you two, and thank you to everyone else who submitted levels to me today. It is really appreciated. It's not quite as good a selection as the last 2 weeks, but it's still solid enough, I guess. It's mostly kind of rompy, mediocrity to decent, but some special standouts. So before I actually show off, I'm gonna do 2 things. First is the art showcase, or rather just 2 art pieces from Pixel Boy, so no music for this one. I'm gonna make paper dolls out of you. And for the thing I've been actually waiting for, and Buster has been asking me, the trailer of Blade Man's less successful business ventures. Alright, 1, 2... I forgot to turn down the volume, oops. But anyways, let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, wall dashing while climbing. Can do diagonal air dashes. Can chain the dash into the ground dash into an air dash and not lose any momentum. Like, you can double jump and then air dash. Like, basic mobility but taken further. And it's Blade Man, so he has the powerful triple blade. Ow, oh my gosh. You may want to have an option to tone down that effect. Like the full screen with red flashing, it's a little bit... You may want to tone down a bit. But yeah, for Sage 2026, this is definitely on my demo to playlist. And if you have any recommendations for any Sage demos to be covered during the upcoming Sage in September, let me know, ideally in the demo suggestion channel. I will try covering or at least sampling all the Mega Man demos that are featured during this one, assuming that I haven't already featured them. Like maybe slowing it down would be fine or just give an option for it. Alas, this concludes the art showcase and trailer showcase and subsequently the stream. Once again, thank you for everyone for sending their things. Thank you to everyone who either submitted your levels, art, videos, trailers, or even just participate in chat. It's thanks to your continued support why I continue to stream and produce videos for these channels. It's really appreciated. So, if you're enjoying this or any other content on the channels, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help them out. Don't forget to follow me on Blue Sky and Mastodon as well, and join my Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all tomorrow morning.